interrupt this transmission to bring you the following live broadcast.
How's everyone doing tonight? Woo! It's Wednesday. It's 6 o'clock somewhere. With Karina ready in her chair. And almost 10 whole people watching from home. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? It's time for the ThinkSoJoE Show!
It is indeed time for the ThinkSoJoE Show. Show note for you. This is my new co-host. Every week you're going to see this face. Look at this. It's going to have that shadow from the hat.
Oh, dude, yeah, always. With these lights, always the shadow.
Oh, man, nice bright lights now, too. Much brighter lights. We can back up a little bit, too. I think we got some room here. No, this is Ryan. Ryan's going to be co-hosting the show from now on. So
yeah, I don't know how I ended up getting this opportunity with my lack of history in broadcasting a voice built for email, but for some reason, here I am.
Voice built for email. Nice. Mark Lee's in the chat. Hey, in the Facebook chat there. Yeah, we're on 3 different platforms because I forgot to hit the stream button on the audio. Okay, anyway. Oh, well, the podcast comes straight from the video now, so that works. Anyway. These lights might be a little too bright. No, there they go. It adjusted. Cool. We're good. Got new lights, new co-host.
Everything's coming up.
Background lights have changed a little bit too. We got now there's 2 lights in the back instead of just 1. Yeah.
I like it. It washes out my poor Irish American complexion.
Working on what we can. Ryan's the new co-host of the show. He's the bass player from Shambles and the Living Brain Dead.
Yeah.
You seem to just kind of take over when things go wrong for me.
I'm a fixer, man.
I shouldn't say things go wrong for me because obviously Brian passing away was not something going wrong for me, but it did open up an opportunity to play bass for the Living Brain Dead. So
yeah, that's an opportunity. I've said before on the show, I wish it were under better circumstances.
Absolutely.
But I've been having a good time jamming with you guys, and now here I am in broadcast media. Thanks, man.
Laura wants to know if you are Meg Ryan.
Not that I know of, but I don't know where I am half the time, so I'll get back to you on that.
It's entirely possible. Okay. Yes, Jasmine, your mother is okay.
Yeah.
She just isn't here anymore. So anyway,
I was expecting people to be very disappointed to, sign on and see me and be like, wow, Karina looks like shit.
Yeah. So I guess address the elephant in the room in that you are obviously not Karina.
No.
And I have, I got to turn these lights down at some point because they are just washing us the fuck out. They worked fine for things you might not know on Monday. It's, sometimes life gets in the way of things and, Karina and I are we're going our separate ways. So, still friends. We were just chatting right before the show. She actually invited us to play her birthday show this year. So,
nice.
Yeah. So she's, yeah. But that's, we're still cool. Just, life's taking us in different directions. So we're going in different directions. No big deal.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear, man. Glad you're still friends. And again, glad to be here. Wish it were under better circumstances, but whatever. If we're still getting along, we're still getting along.
Laura, it's a figure of speech. There is no literal elephant. Jasmine gets to. I still have a Christmas card from the two of us for you sitting on my table over here that I haven't sent. That was from Halloween. We were going to send it before Halloween, and I just didn't have stamps. So yeah. No, I mean, that's, yeah, no, shit happens.
Yeah.
You know, it is what it is. You know, it is heartbreaking, but at the same time, it's like, okay, you know, she wants to be able to, you know, she's doing her thing. I'm doing my thing. And, you know, nothing changes other than like, she don't live here no more. So you come over and do the show, but you know,
yeah. Another excuse to get out of the house every week. I appreciate it. Thanks,
yeah,
Karina.
Yeah. Get you away from Natalie.
Yeah.
Is she watching? Am I getting you in trouble now?
No, I think she's taking a nap. When I left, she was sleeping on the couch with our dog.
I changed out the microphones too, but see, I still have my yellow sauce bracelet. Jasmine, still here. Yes, you can still come over. Nothing changed. I mean, literally nothing changes. Like we're not fighting. We're not mad at each other. We're cool. You know. Literally, like just before the show, we were talking. But yeah, that's the situation. Meg Ryan greater than Karina. Anyway,
thanks.
But that's the situation. That's where we're at. That's why Ryan's going to be co-hosting going forward. But yeah, no, I'm good. That's pretty much the extent we need to address that, I think. So
sounds about right.
Yeah.
Mutual breakup. Everybody's good.
Yeah. There's no reason to, you know, and we didn't, you know, do a big Facebook production about it either. You know what I mean? Like we, you know, I was like, so what do we do? Do we do like a joint statement like Ryan Gurnett and his ex-wife did? Like
issue a press release.
She's like, no, that's cheesy. Like, yeah, that was pretty damn cheesy. So, yeah. So we didn't make a big deal out of it. Just, you know, we took our relationship statuses off of Facebook, and that was it. I told you guys, and I told my mom. Yeah.
Yep. So it was the attentive would notice, but yeah, everybody else, this is how you're learning.
Hello. We got
hey, hello.
Yeah, viewers on Twitch. Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean it's Jasmine says she's not good because she just found out. Neither one of us told her. I haven't told my actual daughter either, so don't feel too bad. I told my mom and I told you guys. And
surprise divorce.
Am I taking back the tattoo? I can't. No. No, that's hers. Yeah. Anyway, nor am I taking back the less than Jake cameo I got her for Christmas. It got here, I think, Tuesday. I was telling you about it when we went to band practice last week. Yeah. I got it Tuesday, and I was like, let me. You know, and the plan was she was going to come home and we were going to do the podcast on Wednesday and go to her mom's house for Christmas the next day, which of course was after Christmas. But with me having gotten back from California and having a cold, it was like, let's not, you know, let's not do this week. Let's put it off till next week. So after Christmas, I booked the lead singer of Less Than Jake to do a cameo, and he goes, "Oh, Joseph dropped the ball. Here's you know, Merry belated Christmas, you know." And I was gonna give that to her on the show last week, like I did when we did the Non-Point one last year, where I got her Elias from Non-Point, and just, you know, we ended up not doing the show, and then it was just, okay, well, cool. You know, then we had this discussion, and here we are. Actually, I think we might have had the discussion. Nah, it was after that, because I wouldn't have gotten her the cameo. But yeah.
You should do a follow-up cameo.
Definitely. I need to turn these lights down, man. Let's get one of these turned down at least.
Oh, yeah, that's better.
Yeah, that's... Now, hopefully, one won't be as washed out. New lights, new mics. Well, old mics. The mics we were using are they're dynamic mics, so they weren't like being as loud as they could. Whereas these are condenser mics, so they take like no volume whatsoever to get a decent level going.
Yeah, that's good. I noticed on the last one, I listened back a bit, and I was talking a little bit out of the side of my mouth, as is my habit, but I was almost indecipherable, so I'm sorry everybody had to listen to that shit.
Oh, no, you were fine, dude. I was watching a little bit of it last night, and it was just, oh, no, it's fine. But yeah, no, it's, you know, like, and then with these, you just can't talk, like, directly into them, or you're gonna pop or whatever, but, like...
This is my other habit.
Yeah, so that's why I told you, like, right as soon as you got here, like, just talk off to the side of it. You don't have to talk directly into it.
Yep. So I'm trying to do that. If I screw it up, nobody tell me, because I don't care. I'm just going to keep going.
I mean, the worst case scenario is if you, like, consistently pop the mic, I can just put a pop filter on there and just be like, okay, talk into this. But, yeah, no, it's all good.
Dude... I'm not getting into this Home Alone 5 shit again. Laura's asking whether or not Meg Ryan has seen Home Alone 5. I'm not even sure if I'm Meg Ryan, but I'm pretty sure I haven't seen Home Alone 5.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's seen Home Alone 5. I can't imagine there was a huge market for that film.
Yeah. It's like Mac and me.
It's like everybody's talking about this week, The Matrix 4 or whatever the fuck it was, right? The new Matrix.
I don't give a shit.
No, neither do I. Like, the only good Matrix movie was the first one. There was one good scene in the second one, and then as soon as I realized that it was just a commercial for the third, I felt like I wasted my money. And I'm like, fuck, I'm not coming to see the third now because this was just a fucking commercial for it that I just spent $8 for or whatever the fuck movies cost back then.
So go back, man.
I eventually saw the third Matrix. Like my old roommate had a bootleg copy on DVD or VHS or some shit. So we sat there and we watched all three Matrixes, and it's just like, this movie is fucking stupid. Like, the first one was good.
The first one's awesome. The first one, it's all just like exposition setting up the world, and it's so interesting, and then it just starts to fall apart as soon as they move past it.
There's that one scene in the second movie where he's fighting all the fucking agents, and fucking the agent goes, you, or somebody goes, you. He goes, yes, me, me, and then turns the other guy into the agent, and he goes, me too. That's the best part of that movie. Otherwise, that like it was just a fucking 2-hour commercial for the third movie. They literally padded that fucking thing out so they could have 3 movies. It's like, no, that worked for Back to the Future. That don't fucking work for you.
I'd argue that it barely even worked for Back to the Future, but yeah. I'm not going to see the new one at all. I don't give a shit. I almost never go to the movies. I watch a lot of movies afterward, but we did go see Nightmare Alley. You seen that shit?
I don't watch movies at all, so.
It's pretty cool, man. I know it's a remake of a movie from the 40s, but they filmed a shitload of it in Buffalo. So there's a scene where you see like City Hall and stuff. And I'm sitting there going, just like anybody else, going, this is awesome. I live here.
Got that greetings from Buffalo, New York postcard for the thumbnail this week. Just kind of an ode to the Greetings from Asbury Park, New Jersey album from Bruce Springsteen, which it's the anniversary of today. I think it came out in like 73 or something like that, way before either of us. So.
Crazy how long Bruce has been around for, man.
Laura felt Back to the Future 2 was a setup for the third film. It kind of was. I mean, at that point, they knew they were doing a trilogy. Like, they filmed both of them back to back. Kind of like The Matrix, but like, you know, I give Back to the Future a pass on that.
Yeah, Back to the Future is weird because usually the sequels decline in quality as they go. The first one's obviously the best. The third one is really good. The second one is dog shit. Everyone remembers it because it was cool because they had hoverboards and stuff, but like that movie sucks. It's just a rehash of the first one. It's not entertaining.
Yeah. I could see that.
Yeah.
But then again, Home Alone 2, you could say the same thing. It's just a rehash of the first one. So
Home Alone 2 is not good.
I like Home Alone 2.
We've gone over this. Tim Curry is awesome. The rest of it's dog shit.
I don't know.
But it's way better than Home Alone 5.
I'm sure it is. I've never seen Home Alone 5. I don't think anybody else has either.
Yeah, me
except
either.
for maybe Laura. Dewey's in the Twitch chat just posting random emojis. Laura wants to know if you've seen Up.
Hell yeah, I've seen Up. Who hasn't seen Up?
Karina.
What the fuck, man?
That's why she asked, because Karina's never seen Up. And I kept joking with her. I'm like, I don't get you. You don't like Rick Astley, but you don't want to see Up. But Rick Astley's never going to give you Up, so what's the problem?
Oh, my goodness. The wordplay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Up is a great flick. It's a great flick. That's definitely a besmirch on Karina's unblemished record here.
I got to make sure when she comes to get her stuff that she gets her Rick Astley record. I've bought her some I don't think she's got a record player at her mom's, but like I've bought her some records, so those are hers. Like I haven't added them to my, actually, I think the Grateful Dead one is in my collection, but I can take it out. So in my Discogs list. So, but yeah, no, she has a Glassjaw record and a Grateful Dead record and a Rick Astley record that I got her all here. So, and a DVD, I can give her my Blu-ray copy of Up. I guess I can finally give her up, right? I guess. I don't, anyway, no, I have a Blu-ray. Man. I have a Blu-ray. Prophetic. I have a Blu-ray, but I can watch it on Disney Plus anytime I want. So what the fuck? Why do I need this Blu-ray? I can watch it in 4K now.
Yeah, just clutter at this point, man.
Yeah,
go digital.
Yeah, I just decluttered the whole studio over the last couple of days.
Yeah, it looks fantastic in here. There's more space to move around. Yeah. I like it.
Decluttered the whole studio and then got new shit. So I had like a shit ton of boxes in here. I've got a shit ton of like instruction manuals sitting right here on the desk. So declutter, then reclutter.
Such is the cycle.
Yeah. No, I bought a wireless keyboard, a wireless mouse, because I did all my cable management shit. And it's like, okay, but these I need slack for because I got this pull-out keyboard shelf here. So I need them to be able to move. So I'm like, fuck it. Let me just get a wireless. And then I got the wireless, and it's like, okay, but I can only get like a 60% wireless keyboard. So I had to also buy a number pad.
So it's funny to me that the numpad has the wire, but the keyboard itself doesn't.
Yeah.
You'd figure that'd be the other way around.
I probably could have gotten a wireless number pad, but it was like, here's a wireless number pad with blue OTEMU switches. Like, yeah, okay. That's what I want. I want it to be just as clicky as my other fucking keyboard. So that was the whole thing. I was like, need a new keyboard, but I want the same switches I have in my old one. And I need them like RGB. So if I feel like changing what they look like, I can do that. And then as soon as like I hooked everything up, like the keyboard and the mouse, like the mouse isn't hooked up yet. It's still charging. But as soon as I hook the keyboard up and turn the mouse on, it's like, wait a second, these aren't going to be on all the time like my other keyboard and mouse because they're not wired, so they turn off to save battery. So it doesn't matter what the LEDs look like in them. I might as well have just gotten one that didn't have fucking LEDs, but oh well.
Yeah, it's what it is. You move on.
Yeah.
You're set up now. You're good to go.
Yeah, as soon as I get that mouse charged and plugged in, it's still red over there. Yeah, no, I did a bunch of shit in here. I did all my cable management. Why does Meg Ryan still have a sticker on his hat? That's the style, right? That's
yeah.
Ryan's into that hip hop fashion, apparently.
I'm into that Fred Durst fashion.
Fred Durst,
Buffalo's Fred Durst. I don't know, man. That is the style. Leave the sticker on.
I'm wearing a backwards red cap, and you're Buffalo's Fred Durst.
Yeah, right. There we go. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, no, I'm pretty far from that, but no, I don't know, man. Just leave the sticker on. That's what you do.
Dewey's in the Twitch chat. He knows I'm Buffalo's Fred Durst. He's the one that proclaimed me to be so.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to show up as co-host and usurp you as that title.
Yeah, I could see you up there doing some Limp Bizkit stuff in Shambles. You're already doing all the Blink-182 stuff. Yeah. So you might as well do the Limp Bizkit stuff too.
Yeah, really, that should be the arc, right? You do Blink-182, then you do Limp Bizkit, and then we go back and do what, like Coldplay next?
Coldplay.
Keen, that piano band, maybe.
See you up the do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
And then Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
That's how this.
Then you're cool again, though, after you do Coldplay and you do Lady Gaga. Then you're cool again, because Lady Gaga's cool.
Lady Gaga's the shit. Are you kidding me?
Oh, Lady Gaga's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I'd go see her in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
With the exception of Boys, 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 Fame is like the greatest album, or the Fame is the greatest album of the 2000s, like from 2000 to 2010.
There you go. High praise.
Yeah, fucking awesome.
Joe just thinks he's special. I know it. I see it in his eye. Nice. Nice. I see what you did there. You know, Laura, you should be happy this show is on the air because it's costing me like $60 to do this show right now. Because I got a message at 5, like, hey, are you free to record right now? I'm like in the middle of shaving my head. I'm like, give me like 15 minutes. If the script is ready, I can do it in like 15 minutes. He's like, okay, cool. I'll let everybody know. And then I'm like, I get out of the shower. I'm like, dude, I need this script in the next like 15 minutes or I can't do it. I won't have time. He's like, oh, I'll let him know. I'll let him know. And then it's like 5:30. It's 5:40. I'm like, guys, there's no fucking way that I'm going to have time to do this script right now. Like, we need to, you know, like, I can't do it. I'm sorry, guys. So I might not, you know, I might not be doing said job, which was probably going to be like a $40, $50, $60 job. So,
Shit,
oops.
man.
Oh, well.
Hey, they should have listened when you said the next 15 minutes. You said a deadline.
I did. I told them when I needed to work, and you know, they didn't get it to me in time, so whatever. I mean, I'm gonna be working for them for like 2 weeks straight, so that like my rent is pretty much paid.
Oh yeah.
So
dude. Line them up.
you know, yeah. I don't know, man. Just yeah. That's And then I got this other dude in my inbox. Hey, when am I getting my script? When am I getting my script? It's due like 26 hours from when he's like blowing up my inbox about it. I'm like, dude, I'm not even going to be in the booth for another like 7 hours, let alone recording your script. You're third in queue. You have a long ass script. It'll probably be like 9 hours at least before you get this. Like, chill.
Thinks it's that squeaky wheel gets the grease situation. If he pesters you, you're going to get scared and jump up and immediately do it.
The best way to get me to procrastinate on a job is to rush me to do it.
You and me both, dude.
Like,
People bug me on their contracts, bottom of the pile.
yeah.
Not touching it.
No, I absolutely, like, everything goes in order. Like, in the order that it's due. And I've got some other shit that I got to do before I get to my Fiverr inbox. So, like, yeah, dude, you're waiting.
Yep.
Like, I can't even, like, fault him, though, because I have not put my 24-hour delivery option back on. So he couldn't order the 24-hour delivery option.
Mm.
So that's partly on me, but also, like, dude, why don't you message me first and be like, yo, I need this right away. Is there any way you could do it in 24 hours? And then I give you a custom offer and I do it in 24 hours. But, like, no, he ordered and then he's like, I have a quick deadline. I need it right away. Like, and
Yeah, exactly.
I have a 48-hour deadline. What's your point?
Exactly.
Like, you should have ordered sooner then.
Right, you made the offer, you'll do it in this set amount of time. He accepted it, and then he's angry because he gets it. He wants it earlier. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's not even an issue. Like, they order and it comes into my inbox.
Mhm.
I don't have the option to be like, no, I'm not doing this. Which is why, like, I had to put in my profile, like, no political without asking first. Because, like, I did a fucking pandemic fucking voiceover.
Oh my God.
And then, because I'm just like, nobody's going to fucking believe this or watch this. And then, like, I started hearing the word pandemic and found out, like, this was an actual, like, documentary that got released on, like, fucking YouTube that YouTube pulled. Because YouTube's like, no, this is dangerous and stupid. And then the guy's like, you know, he tries to send me another order. And I'm like, no, dude, I don't think so. Find somebody else. Like, here, I'll even give you your money back for your old order. Like, don't fucking use it. I don't want, like, I don't want to be associated with this. Oh, no, man. Like, you know, like, I can't think of the fucking, you know, Vin Diesel isn't actually driving a fast car. Like, okay, yeah, but, you know, the Fast and the Furious movies is one thing. Telling people that this pandemic that is killing people is not real is completely different, and I won't do it. So no.
I feel like there's like an SNL bit in there or something. Like, could you imagine if you chose to continue doing those without knowing what was actually happening and you unintentionally became like the voice of like 8chan and QAnon nationwide.
Right.
And you're just wandering around, like seeing this shit happen, going, what is going on?
Yeah.
Hearing your voice on all these videos.
That is exactly why as soon as as soon as I told that dude no, I put it in my profile. Like if it's political at all, please ask first. And since then I've had somebody like, oh, can you do this voiceover for this mayor who thinks the virus was a conspiracy from the U.S. government? Like, no, the fuck I can't. Fuck out of here with that. No. Fuck, man. Go get vaccinated. Get your boosters. Do what you can. We need to get this shit over with. They found a new fucking variant in France, I guess. I don't fucking know. It's
a fucking mess.
I can't keep up with this. They're saying they were earlier this week saying like the Omicron variant is like going to be the end of it because it's like it's so contagious and so mild that like they're not seeing a rise in hospitalizations off of it, but at the same time they're seeing the case numbers increase, so it's going to give everybody some form of immunity to the virus and any future variants of the virus. So like they're saying that we're nearing the end, but that it's not going to be like, okay, pandemic's over. You know what I mean? It's going to be like, you know, it's going to be
It's almost like a natural like immunization process, right? Like like I remember reading similar stuff, and I'm not an expert on any of this, so I'm probably going to say something stupid, but it's like, yeah, that's basically what I remember seeing is since it's so mild, it pretty much works the same way a vaccine does, where it kind of fucks you up for a little bit, and then you're better, and then your body knows how to fight it off better in the future. So that's a good situation.
Yeah, I mean, what they're saying is like if you have the vaccines and the booster and you get this variant of COVID, you have like super immunity to it. Mm. Which I still say, if you've ever been to a green Jell-O show, you have immunity to COVID. Case in point, I have not gotten COVID.
Miraculous, dude. You were standing right next to me at Bad Religion and you didn't catch it. There's something to that theory of the green Jell-O show.
You also went to the Sabres game the next night.
Yeah.
So you could have caught it at the Sabres game. I didn't go. I thought about going. And then, because like, I think I had plans and they fell through, and I'm like, fuck, I could go to the game. And then I'm like, nah, I'm not going to go.
Yeah, good choice. They blew a 3-1 lead in the third. It was a fucking mess, and I got COVID for it. I don't know when I got it. I'm just fucking around.
Yeah. I mean, but you assume probably Bad Religion or the Buffalo Sabres game, but yeah, it could have just as easily been like you went to the grocery store in between or something, you know? Like,
exactly, yeah. But
those now I've got the KN95 fucking masks, and like, you know, so I'm like, I'm wearing these to the fucking store. Like, I'm not catching this fucking. I'm doing what I can to not catch this. But I mean, it's almost, you know, like the thought of, if I do catch it, though, then I don't got to worry about it in the future, you know, as much.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I was thinking when the Erie County Department of Health called me, and they were like, while I was in isolation, and they're like, hey, you're going to have 60 to 90 days where you're not going to catch it again. You know, like, there's like a less than 1% chance. And I was like, great. Like, I can go to every show now. I can just wander around. I can, like, lick doorknobs and stuff. It doesn't matter. I'm not getting sick.
Yeah, for me, it was just, you know, like when you got sick, I'm just like trying to find out if I got it from you, because I was near you like for hours before, like, because that was
we were in the car.
We were in the car, and that was the day we were setting up we had Jay over setting up all the mics and everything. Mm-hmm. So it was like, if you had it, there was a good chance I had it, and I'm just like, taking the fucking home test. I went to Rite Aid and took the test. I'm panicking like anytime I get a small ache, you know, like, is that COVID? You know, and so, you know, it's, I mean, I'm sure you were having a much worse time than I was, but I'm just paranoid at that point. Like, fuck, can I taste this? Does this taste right? Like, you know, can I smell this? Like, what's going on? Anyway. So we're going to start the music off today with a good friend of the show, Mr. Jay Aquarious. And I talked to him last week. I was going to play him last week, and we didn't end up doing a show. He's got a new video with a group coming out. It's called Trend Up. That premieres this Saturday. And they're having a release party for the video somewhere. I think it might have been a private residence, so I didn't want to like give out somebody's address on the air. But there's an event page up for it. Again, that's called Trend Up video premiere. Jay also has a GoFundMe up for his mother, and I'm gonna read this to you real quick before we play. And I'll share the link in the comments in the chat. He says, after 10 years of living in her apartment, the landlord of my 69-year-old mother, Michelle, took all of her life's most treasured belongings, removed them from the premises without consent or notification, and donated them to the Goodwill. In his own words, she had as much time needed. Let me say that again. She had as much time needed to move out. That's what it says. Okay. My mother didn't have a car, nor did she have the finances to move her entire life to a new place, and she still doesn't. This is all due to pest problems that led to a highly recommended extermination process in which Nickel City Rental LLC continuously ignored. The upstairs neighbors and I had to pay for exterminations. This situation became stressful for us, but especially my mother, who, after moving, still deals with ongoing trauma, hurt, and despair. It is hard for her to let go of everything she's lost, from family photos to furniture, trophies, and irreplaceable family heirlooms. My mother wouldn't ask for anything. She's always been about peace and togetherness. However, this situation has left her with a sunken spirit. It's taken her a lot to get comfortable in her new place without feeling like she's still living in the previous house and dealing with the same landlord. This GoFundMe is to provide financial assistance as a form of help and compensation for everything she's lost, as well as the emotional and mental toll it's taken on her well-being. My mother continues to stress and worry as she remembers everything she's lost. Most items will never be replaced. This can provide essential support in this process of healing. I would love for some of this burden on her to be lifted. Thank you to everyone who has read this and is considering donating. Anything helps. Please share. We would appreciate you very much. Stay safe. So, yeah, kind of ridiculous situation. Could you imagine your whole life being just donated to Goodwill without your approval, consent, or knowledge?
Yeah, dude, it's
Like,
zero notification. A
yeah.
landlord coming into a place that you're lawfully renting and removing everything and getting rid of it. I mean, if this goal is met, they should hire a lawyer. That's a mess.
absolutely. And so we're gonna play some Jay Aquarious right now, and in the meantime, I will drop the link to the GoFundMe in the chats on all three streaming video platforms we have, and I will put the link in the description for the Spotify and other podcast platform releases, so you could get it there if you're listening elsewhere. If you're listening on all WNY, you can just go on Facebook and search. Actually, it's on his Instagram, instagram.com/JAquarius. And this is Jay Aquarius, and this song is called Strobe Lights on all WNY. ThinkSoJoE Show.
one time. Hit him with the stuff, that's enough for a cup. Don't you bluff with your fluff, it's a crime. That's just the way it is. Ooh. Tonight, it is what it is. All feels aside, but keep it real. Moving vibrations, shifting sensations, vibing, chilling, we're grown. Relaxing minds, unwinding, spending time with no pressure. It's zone time. Zone time, yeah. Strobe lights, yeah. Strobe lights, yeah, 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 yeah. Strobe lights, yeah. Strobe lights, yeah, 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 yeah.
Jay Aquarious and strobe lights on all WNY Think So Joe show. I dropped the link in the chat for the YouTube, the Facebook, the Twitch. So if you guys want to donate and help out, please do. I donated immediately what I could at the time, and so I hope you guys will too, because that's just kind of a ridiculous situation to find yourself in.
Yeah, that's a mess.
Yeah, hopefully, hopefully we get you some donations here, Jay. So we appreciate you, man, and we wanna help as best we can.
Yeah, man. Keep making stuff like that. That was cool.
Yeah, he was saying it's chill.
Yeah, I haven't heard it before. I was leaning back. I was like, oh yeah, I like this.
Yeah, man. No, I dig Jay's stuff, man. We've been playing him for a couple of years now on the show, and I was telling you, I met him at Music is Art. I'd met him previously, but like, it wasn't like, like a memorable meeting. It was just kind of like we were in a room full of people doing an awards show kind of deal, and so like everybody was off talking to the people they knew. So we were in the same room, we were introduced, but I don't think we actually like said more than like 5-10 words to each other at the time. But I went and caught him at Music is Art, and we kind of, it was he recognized me, and we kind of chatted for a little bit, and we kept bumping into each other throughout the day. So, but yeah, definitely. I mean, that's just a ridiculous fucking situation that his mother has found herself in, and I hope that he's able to meet this goal.
Yeah, same here.
Because that's just, ridiculous. And I donated right away as soon as I saw it. Luckily, I happened to hop on Instagram like, oh shit, Jay needs help. Like, let's help Jay. So yeah, and again, if anybody's listening on like in the future on Spotify or YouTube, YouTube podcasts, a Google podcast, whatever the fuck it's called now, Apple Podcasts, like that link should be in the description of the show. So
nice, good deal, good tunes and good cause. Love it.
Yeah, absolutely. We're all about helping people out here if they need it. So. See, I turned the lights down, and now it's like washed out again. It's like more like the background lights don't show up as much now. It's weird. I don't know. Still getting this YouTube lighting thing down, apparently. I should have just left the fucking lights alone. They were fine, I guess. But I needed the better lights because I wanted to start shooting things you might not know in 4K. So I did that this week, and then my problem I ran into was I had to put the camera so far away from me that the mic I normally use was also super far away from me because I didn't have a place to like put it anywhere near me. That would have been off camera. So I just bought a little arm thing that comes out and extends and brings it like a foot closer to my face, but hopefully that'll work. But yeah, I did this week's Things You Might Not Know. I was talking about when Rich Peverly collapsed on the bench at that Dallas Stars game a few years ago.
I didn't see the video. Enlighten me. I should have watched it. Sorry.
So Rich Peverly of the Dallas Stars basically had a heart attack on the ice.
Jesus.
He got to the bench, he collapsed, and like Lindy Ruff immediately starts screaming like, "I need a doctor!" And some dude comes out of the crowd, drags Peverly off the bench into the hallway, and like starts working on him. Him and like the Stars medical team just start working on him, trying to revive him. And he came to like pretty quickly and said to Lindy Ruff like, "How much time's left in the first period?" And literally like wanted to get back on the ice after literally having a heart attack and collapsing on the bench.
It's hockey players, dude. They're tough.
So the story in the video, spoiler alert, I guess, the story in the video is about Nathan Horton of the Columbus Blue Jackets at the time, who had scored a goal prior to Peverly collapsing. So now, obviously, in the mental state that you would be in after seeing your friend, your teammate collapse, your colleague in the case, like your peer in the case of like the Blue Jackets, like see him collapse and have to have immediate medical attention.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, that game did not continue at that point. They rescheduled the game for a month later. Now, what happened is because there was already a goal in the game, but the NHL wanted to give fans their money's worth and give them a full 60 minutes of hockey, they said, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to reschedule the game. It's going to be 3 20-minute periods, but the score at the start of the game is going to be 1-0 because Nathan Horton had scored a goal in the first period of that game, of the original game. So they're like, so that's the compromise they worked out. It's going to be 1-0, but you're going to have the full 60 minutes. And what ended up happening was that in the meantime, within that month, between games, Nathan Horton suffered a lower body injury and was unable to play in this game. So Nathan Horton stands currently as the only player in NHL history to have a goal with no shots on net and no ice time. He literally like set an NHL record from his couch.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so that's basically the whole video in a nutshell. But please watch the whole video, check it out, see the 4K, see the new setup, see how clean this whole background looks now with in the like with the whole thing in the shot. So,
dude, I'm failing so miserably at this co-host thing. I'm like, hey, you know what? We should talk about that video that you already released.
No, it's cool, dude. We do this.
Fuck new content. Let's talk about the other thing you made.
That happens every week. I end up talking about the things you might not know video that came out. I got to come up with like topics for this coming week, so I could do a video. I gotta like that's my biggest hurdle right now is like Kevin's taking a break from doing them. So and usually he comes up with the topics. I just record whatever the fuck he sends me. But at this point, I'm just kind of like, I can hire somebody to do it or I can do it myself. But I got to come up with what the fuck the video is going to be about. And like, so, this was, I have a whole list and I'm just like, okay, I'm going to do this Nathan Horton video. Because I find that fucking fascinating.
It's a cool anomaly and it's the type of thing that's never going to happen again because they don't, like, it's just such a weird choice to make. When they postpone games now, they always start them with the same amount of time left on the clock, or they make it part of a doubleheader, or they would delay and then continue the game later that night or something. That wouldn't happen again. So it's really interesting. Just like a weird anomaly.
Yeah, I mean, it could happen again. It has happened previously that a player with a point in a game did not play in the continuation of a game. But that was, I believe, an assist. So Nathan Horton stands as the only goal scorer to have not played in the game. And, there's a bunch of like fascinating sports stories that I have, that I could do. And I don't want to do like sports every week, just like I don't want to do music every week. And I don't want to do, I just, I want it to be varied. It's a useless facts channel. So it doesn't, always have to be pop culture, but those are the ones that get the most views. So we kind of stick with those.
Should do the longest sentence with one word, the buffalo 7 times.
Yeah, for sure. That's a definitely an interesting topic. which is, you know, a grammatically correct statement is buffalo, 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 buffalo. So
Yeah. And I've read the breakdown a bunch of times. It's kind of fascinating. I actually would argue that it's not grammatically correct, but it's considered grammatically correct. It's very interesting. It's like, so buffalo is what, to like push somebody? So they're saying buffalo from buffalo, buffalo, other buffalo from buffalo, who buffalo, buffalo.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. That's exactly what that is. That door outside.
What is behind the doot?
What is behind the doot?
Mr. Skeletal. Doot.
Let's say we need Karina here to answer that question with her ska fandom. Yeah, no, that's the door to the hallway outside the room. Anyway, or are you talking about on the things you might not know? The door over there. The door over there. That's the booth. Yeah. I don't have a lot of room to work, so I make do with what I have here. So
Yeah. Closet booth. Works great.
yeah. Oh no, it's amazing, man. I sound like I did a voiceover out here, for what I later learned was like a super popular YouTube channel. He was basically auditioning people to do voiceovers for his channel. And because I knew it was like just an audition thing and it didn't, you know, I just kind of half-assed it and recorded it on one of these mics. And he's like, oh man, yeah, no, I definitely like the way you did this, but like, what's up with the quality? I'm like, yeah, I didn't do this in my booth. I actually didn't even do it on the computer. I actually recorded it straight to the board. It was in the middle of like doing all this cable management shit, so like half my shit was unplugged. So I like did it on the board and popped the SD card into my laptop and edited it there and sent it to the dude. So yeah, no, the door on the left is the booth and the door on the right is the hallway. So
She's going to ask
You know.
no at the door, and there's going to be no specification. Just keep us going.
yeah, I definitely there's definitely doors in in each room of my house.
Yeah, most buildings.
Yeah, no, I have about a 12-foot by 12-foot room, and that's the space that I have to do everything. So like, you know, it's just a matter of trying to make it look presentable on camera. So, you know.
Yeah.
What about the door? The door on Meg Ryan's right. There is no door on There's a that's a window, Laura.
I was going to say that's a window. Are you George Costanza? Do you use the window as the door?
You know, what I was looking at this morning was there used to be a Twitter account. I mean, it still exists, just they haven't tweeted anything in like 5 years. But there was like a Twitter account called Seinfeld Today that was like, it came up with plots of like what Seinfeld would be like today.
I remember that. Yeah, it was awesome. I saw the Twitter one a little bit. I used to read one. It was a subreddit called Reddit Writes Seinfeld, and it was the same thing. They would take modern news events and then they would rewrite it as a script, and you know, yeah, it would have all the staples. Kramer sliding into the room, you know.
Yeah.
George being selfish, Jerry being, you know.
I was reading a little bit. I went back and I was reading that because one of them popped up in my memories in my time hop today, and I'm just like, you know, whatever happened to this fucking page, you know, this Twitter account? And I went and it's, you know, I just read through all the tweets that they had, and I'm just like, now that I've like actually sat down and watched more Seinfeld since like that account's been gone, it's just like, you know, I get these a lot more now. They're a lot funnier to me now than they were, and they were funny then. They're just a lot funnier now because now I get get more of the jokes.
Right. Had you not so you had not watched Seinfeld previously?
No, I had watched Seinfeld previously. Right. I just never like sat down and like watched Seinfeld like
oh, dude.
You know, like I'd seen episodes, you know what I mean? Like they would come on Fox and be like, okay, cool, I'm just going to sit here and watch Seinfeld. And then just like Korean would fall asleep watching them. So it's just like, okay, I can deal with this. I'll watch some Seinfeld. And so now I have a better understanding of the nuances of the show. And, you know, I never disliked the show. I just never sat and watched it. So, but you know, like when we were at the Lightning game and Drake Kajula scored, and you're just like, I like the Drake. Yeah. I'm like, I get that reference.
Love the Drake. Yeah.
I'm like, I get that reference.
I mean,
I understand what you're talking about.
Dude, I mean, like, Seinfeld is, like, for my money, it's the most consistently written sitcom ever created, and I would say the most influential. I'm not going to argue it's the best. Everyone has their opinion, but, like, it is the most consistent. Every episode is a banger, and all the characters act consistently from the jump. Like, there's no bad episodes. Even the first season, which is not great, it's still phenomenal. I'm watching it right now because I got to eat up this month of nothing. I'm doing sober January and pescatarian January.
So you're just like, I need comedy.
Exactly. Like, I just need something to fill up all this space in my head that I've recently acquired. So yeah, just watching Seinfeld and eating veggie burritos. And I got through like all of season 2 last night. It's phenomenal.
Laura's offering you $10 to watch Home Alone 5.
My time is worth substantially more than that. I'm not watching that movie. You got to pay a premium for me to watch that shit.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what you make, but I make like $175 an hour. So you got to pay me like $350 to watch that movie.
I was gonna say I don't make that much, but I mean, I don't even really know. I don't know what you would need to pay me to watch that. I'm not interested.
I'll do it for $350. I will
waste. I would do it for that.
I will waste 2 hours for $350. Absolutely. I can't promise you I will give it my full attention because I'll probably be like shopping on Amazon or some shit. Like, man, this movie sucks. What can I buy?
See, Laura's a hard negotiator. Like I just agreed with you. I would watch Home Alone 5, which I know already is going to be just absolute dog shit, for $350. That's your price. I'm going to stick with that. That sounds good. Laura's like, I'll give you 20. Like, yeah. You clearly have negotiated before. No, I'm not doing it. $350 or nothing. Offers off the table.
Yeah, I'll take $350 to watch it. Otherwise, I just don't have the time. Time is money.
Yeah, there we go.
If I'm not working, I'm not making money. So, and I'm the biggest fucking procrastinator, so I don't know how the fuck I have any money. But my $22.
$22. I don't know.
My
it's
mom,
getting tempting.
So after I told my mom, she calls me and she's like, "Are you okay?" Like, "Yeah, I'm fine, Mom. Like, it's fine." And she's like, "Oh, well, so she starts talking to me about like San Francisco and shit, and about the Full House video I sent her, where I took the video in front of the Full House wearing the Bob Saget t-shirt. And she's Grandma asked me the other day, "How do you make money?" Like, I narrate things and people give me money. She's like, "That's all you do for money?" Like, "Yes, Mom. That's all I do for money is I get paid to talk into a microphone." That's. I think she was asking about like if I get paid for the podcast. It's like, "No, Mom. I think we made like $20 over the last like couple of years we've been distributing through Anchor. Like $23 final offer. Nah, ain't happening."
That podcast is all reach and advertising, man. It's that golden voice of yours. You got to get it out there.
Yeah, the problem is it's such a niche show of like literally we cater to the Buffalo music scene. and 95% of the time they're tuning in if their music's being played. So, we have our core audience, but most of which are not here this week. But, for the most part, it's, the musicians tune in to hear us talk about their music and play their music and join in the conversation at that point. But I mean, like, yeah, it's such a niche market that we're catering to that there's no way to make money with this podcast. So the Buffalo music scene in Laura. Yes. Anyway. But, so I've, talked many times about like, if I ever were to start another podcast, it would basically be like a national local music podcast. And it wouldn't be this same format. I probably wouldn't do it live. I would probably just, have scripts and shit and do it like what do you call it? The Ongoing History of New Music with Alan Cross, except it's not talking about how we got to this point in music. It's talking about music you can go out and see at your local clubs.
Yeah.
And I think that would be that would be more of a money-making podcast than this would ever be. Because then, like, even if it is just the bands I'm playing tuning in to hear, what I have to say about them or whatever, or to hear, to hear me plug their shows or whatever. Now, but then that's a huge undertaking, because now I got to find all these bands. Now I got to find out about all these shows, and I got to write scripts and all this. So it's like, nah, I'm just going to stick with this because I'm fucking lazy. I know the Buffalo music scene.
Hey, man, give yourself some credit. This show fucking rules.
Sure. But I'm still lazy, and it still could be, you know, something, it could be more than it is. But, you know, it's, like I said, it's such a niche show. She's been listening for X years, and her knowledge of the Buffalo music scene is Lexi and Andrew. Andrew from Eyes of the Blind, she's referring to. Who hopefully they'll have something new going on, and we can get them on the show at some point, because they're fun guests. Hoping Lexi can come on and talk about the TV show she was on, Killer Camp.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about that last time, you know, and I'm such a procrastinator, I still have not watched it.
You got to have a VPN to watch it because it's on ITV in Europe.
Oh.
So I've procrastinated on watching anything past like the 3rd episode. So you know, I got to get around to doing that too. But definitely want to talk to her at some point about her time on the show. So
nice.
She played a show at Stamps the night I did that video for my mom while I was in California. So it's like, damn, you're home, you're playing a show, and I can't go because I'm 3,000 miles, because now I'm not home. I'm 3,000 miles away. Meg Ryan doesn't know Lexi is dead. Yeah, I plugged the show from California. I went on Facebook. I'm like, look, if you guys are still in Buffalo and you want something to do tonight, check this show out. You know, tell Lexi how good she looks after being melted with fucking battery acid or whatever the fuck. Anyway, yeah. And she thought that was the most hilarious thing Lexi did. You know, she's like, oh, that's awesome. Thanks for the plug. Like, yeah, well, you know, I can't be there, but I'm there in spirit, I guess, even though I'm like, you know, it's 8 o'clock at night and I'm going to bed. 8 o'clock Pacific time. It was like 10:30 our time. I was like trying to watch like Impact Wrestling had a pay-per-view that night, and I'm like trying to watch that, and I'm just like falling asleep. It wasn't like, you know, a regular fucking wrestling pay-per-view. It was it was Throwback Throwdown. So it was just them taking the piss out of fucking 80s wrestling.
Okay.
Like
kind of like Mystery Science Theater. They're just kind of like voiceovering over, you know, old footage.
No,
right?
it was them doing 80s style wrestling, complete with like really bad audio botches.
Okay.
And just, you know, like weird camera cuts to just some dude standing around backstage, like not expected to be cut to, you know, like that kind of shit. And like, you know, the wrestlers were all like, you know, took on different personas and did that shit. So you know, it did like 80s style wrestling and all that. So it was just like, it was hilarious, but it was like also just not enough to keep me awake.
Mm-hmm. So you're just passing out in California.
Long ass weekend, you know.
Yeah.
So she wants you to ask me about the White Line. I keep telling you, it's a song by you know, Grandmaster Flash. White Lines, right? You know,
dude, I think Laura's trying to get me to do quotes from movies I've never seen.
No. She literally wants you to ask about the white line that's on the video here. I'll show you. The white line up at the top there. She wants to know about. Yeah,
Joe. Can you tell me about that white line?
It's a song by Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five.
Nice.
Anyway, it's about cocaine.
All right, that's awesome.
Yeah. Anyway.
Fucking NoFX say that about they were like, oh, this song's called The Longest Line. It's about being backstage at a Bouncing Souls concert.
I come to find out at some point that Duran Duran actually did a cover of that Grandmaster Flash song. So
that's a fun crossover.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've listened to it at one point. I think I like went out of my way to be like, yo, I need to hear this. Like, how is Duran Duran gonna cover this fucking song?
I love how strange of a cover that is, though, and how we have access to all of the world's media at our fingertips as long as we have an internet connection. But you're thinking like, I think I might have watched it once, like just like recollection, like I don't know. It was funny the way you said that. I got a kick out of it.
It's great that we're able to do that. The technology has brought us to that point where like you could be anywhere in the world. as long as you've got one of these things in your pocket, you're like, hey, I feel like listening to this song.
But that's what I'm saying is we have that, but you still don't remember whether or not you've listened to it. You're like, I might have. Like,
I'm pretty sure. I think as soon as I found out, like, I need to hear this, and I've listened to it, but I don't think I've like listened to it more than once. But it was just like, this sounds like it would be interesting. All right, we got some music to play here. This is The Enemies, and they are performing this Saturday at Mohawk Place along with Soul Butchers and Personal Style. The show is at 8 p.m. It is $5 at the door. 18 plus Mohawk, you have to show proof of vaccination, and they are requiring you to wear masks. So this is The Enemies, and this song is called The Waiting on All WNY Think So Joe Show.
Challenging for me, and all the things I've done and achieved are few and far between. And when it's time to say goodbye to all the things I've done, there'll be no sadness and I won't be alone. In your eyes, it made me wanna cry. The picture that you paint is beautiful and clean. I love the air and the smell of the gifts you've given me. There's trouble in my life, but the sun will always shine. And the reason that it's there, 'cause you're waiting. With all of those who sing, and this table that you've set has been well prepared for me. There's trouble in my life, but the sun will always shine, and the reason that it's there, 'cause you're waiting. There's trouble in my life, but the sun will always shine, and the reason that it's there, 'cause you're waiting. Waiting, it's the waiting. Waiting, it's the waiting.
The Enemies on All WNY Think So Joe Show. That song called The Waiting.
I like it. It's catchy.
It's good stuff, man. They're
Yeah.
playing with the Soul Butchers and Personal Style at 8 p.m. on Saturday at Mohawk Place.
Yeah, it'll be a fun show. Get out there. Bring your
For
vax
sure,
card.
for sure. Your Vax card and your KN95 masks. You're not supposed to wear the cloth ones anymore. They're supposed to not be very effective against the Omicron variant.
Yeah, I suppose the new outbreak numbers would reflect that. So, yeah.
And I didn't know that when I went to California, so I went with nothing but cloth masks. And then when I got home, I was just kind of like reading an article about like personal protection equipment, and they were like, "Oh, you should get these KN95 masks or whatever." And I'm just like, "Okay, yeah, cool. I should probably do that." And then like a week later, I'm like, "You know what? I'm gonna buy these masks," and they were like $30 for like 20 of them. And you're not supposed to wear them for more than like 48 hours.
Wow. I was gonna say that's not too bad, but
It wouldn't be if they were like, you know, reusable, but no, they're disposable. But they're like 5-layer fucking you know, machine blown fabric fucking, you know, and block out like 95% of particulates or whatever the fuck. So
nice.
you know.
Well, you're doing
And-
your part as a concerned citizen, Joe.
And of course, John and I go to fucking Guitar Center on Saturday, right? And he goes, I get in the car, he's like, oh fuck, I forgot a mask. And I'm not gonna let him just take a fucking cloth mask. Like I could have just grabbed him a cloth, but I'm like, nah, dude, like I want you to be safe.
Get one of these, buddy.
Here's a KN95, dude. You cannot wear this for more than 48 hours total. Like they're rated for 48 hours use. So, and then that was a fucking experience going to Guitar Center.
Oh yeah. You needed to wait because the boom kept
Well,
hitting him in the head, right?
Not only that. So here's what happened. Like we've been trying to get a decent setup for John's vocal mic for when he's drumming.
Mm.
And the general consensus has been we need one that goes over his head and brings the mic right in front of his face. So he went out and he bought a fucking gooseneck. And he put that on, and we didn't have a mic stand that would go up over his head for him to use it. The ones that I brought only came up so far. And he had one. I'm like, maybe we could take the boom off of this and put it on that. And that wasn't happening because the booms wouldn't come off of the ones that I brought. And so so it was just like, all right, what are you doing Friday? Let's go to the fucking, let's go to Guitar Center. Let's buy some mic stands. Let's get proper fucking stands. So Saturday, we ended up going to Guitar Center. And we went to the one out here in Cheektowaga. And we're looking at the mic stands. Like the first thing we did was grab the fucking stand for the bass drum mic. Because we were using a desktop fucking mic stand with a gooseneck on it for the bass drum mic.
Yeah, and it kept falling over.
Kept
into the
falling
little
over and
cutout
shit,
and
so-
everything. Yeah.
So like by the time we finished recording shit on Tuesday last week, it was just it was just like leaning in the fucking hole, you know, like. So we're like, we got to get a proper fucking kick drum mic stand.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to get you a mic stand that's going to have a bar that's going to go over your head so you can pull that gooseneck in front of you.
Right.
So we go and we grab the bass drum mic stand, and we're looking, and we grabbed a fucking boom arm separate from just the mic stand. Because I'm like, this is what you need. So we get the boom arm, and then we're looking at the mic stands, and I wanted one with like a weighted base. Like I didn't want a tripod one because it would stick out too far and it wouldn't have any weight to it to hold the microphone from the extension it would be at. So it's like, all right, dude, we need this mic stand here, but they only had the bases for the mic stand. And I'm just like, well, okay, they got one hanging up over there. Let's ask the dude. So we asked the guy, and he comes over and he's like, this is weird. Like these, we're not just selling a base for $26. You're supposed to get the pole with it too. But they're supposed to be right next to it in little plastic bags separate from the box. Because they want to keep the packaging as little as possible, I guess.
Mm.
This is like, that's weird. Let me go check in the back. And he goes and he's gone for like 10 minutes before he finally comes back. And he's like, dude, I just looked through the entire back room. I did a deep dive back there. I can't find these poles. I don't know what's going on. So yeah, don't buy that. I'm like, all right, let's just buy the shit we got now. Like, and go to fucking Tonawanda.
Mm.
And buy that, you know, look for the mic stand and buy a proper mic stand.
Right, exactly.
So we cash out. The dude looks it up. He's like, yeah, they've got them in stock at Tonawanda. You should be fine. They're open till 7. It was like 5. It was like 4 at this point or something.
Okay.
So I'm like, instead of driving all the way the fuck to Tonawanda, let's see where Guitar Factory is now. Let's see if we could just go to Guitar Factory and get one.
Mm.
So I tried calling Guitar Factory because this is fucking New Year's Day, I think, right? Yeah, it would have been New Year's Day,
Yep.
Saturday. So I'm calling fucking Guitar Factory. I don't get an answer, but they're like, our holiday hours, we're open until 5 p.m. I'm like, we got time. We could get there. And then I looked up like how far Guitar Center in Tonawanda was from where we were. Each way was like 16 minutes. So I'm like, dude, let's just fucking go to Guitar Center. We know they've got them.
Mm-hmm.
We know they're open. We know we're not going to get there and they're going to be locking up. Like,
Right.
Let's just fucking go to Tonawanda. So we go to Tonawanda Guitar Center, and sure enough, like we find the mics, there's the bases that we were gonna buy in Cheektowaga. Right next to him is a whole fucking rack full of the fucking poles that are supposed to come with it.
So what the fuck's going on in Cheektowaga?
Apparently, their theory, the theory the guy had was that they just didn't send them the fucking poles.
I mean, that makes the most sense. Like, who would just be buying
like,
replacement mic stand poles without the bases?
Who would take the poles without? Yeah, who the fuck needs? So we ended up having to go to 2 fucking Guitar Centers. We spent like over $100 between the two of us.
Oh man.
And but it looks like he got a proper setup now, so he can have a vocal mic when we're jamming.
Well, that's good. We can hear John's sultry voice screaming over.
So that way, when we're having a conversation, we don't have to like take our earplugs out, in-ears out, or you know, have him reach over and grab the microphone to talk to it. You know, so
very convenient. I love it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a nice little setup we got going on now. We might have to move the whole damn thing at some point, but it's a nice little setup we got going on.
Yeah, day by day, man. Sounds good. I like the in-ears, actually. I was kind of surprised at how much I enjoyed using them.
I wasn't sure what to expect when we got them, and just kind of but we were already using headphones before you got there. But my problem was that the headphones that I had, the cable was so short that if I stepped on it, it would unplug from the extension cord I had it plugged into. So it's like, I need a fucking wireless or something. And then it just became, why don't I just buy in-ears for everybody?
And they fucking work. Yeah, there's clip on. You're good to go. I can really hear the sound of my own instrument, which is unique.
When mine stay in my ears, I can hear everything. Like sometimes, like if I'm singing or something, they'll squeeze out a little bit, and it's like, okay, now all I can hear is guitar. But like when they stay in my ears, I can hear everything, and it's great. I want to eventually like drop the $400 and get the fucking custom fit ones. But like, I still have a lot of shit to buy in the studio here, so
yeah, that might be next year.
I'm looking at like getting a second one of these cameras, and I'm looking at like just the body, and just the body without the lenses is like going for $400.
Jesus.
And I'm like, God damn it, I don't want to fucking spend $400 on something I already have. But it would be so much easier for me to just have the second body and just keep that in the teleprompter and just put the teleprompter on the desk when I'm ready to shoot, hit record. Instead of now I got to take this one off. I got to get out the plug. I got to do all this shit. I got to change lenses and everything just to do things you might not know. Cause I don't want to shoot at this angle anymore, which is what I was shooting at before. Cause I have this, I cleaned up this whole area back here and redid swapped everything from that shelf to a shelf like just off camera here. So that I could have a neater fucking background, not have like WWE logos all over the fucking background when I'm doing things you might not know. Actually threw one of my fucking action figures in the basement because I'm just like, nah, I don't need a Jeff Hardy action figure up here. Should actually get a hold of my ex-wife and just be like, yo, do you want this picture of you with Jeff Hardy? Because that was her favorite fucking wrestler. So like I have this picture of me and her with Jeff Hardy that was sitting up on the wall behind that shelf. And I'm just like, no, that can't be up here anymore either. I just put a bunch of like camera equipment and microphones and shit up there just to kind of,
fill up the space,
and look, somewhat presentable. So,
yeah, get that remnant of a past life out of there.
Yeah.
Moving forward, man.
And that was up there, and like the Jeff Hardy action figure was like in the box and it was like blocking out her half of the picture. So no, the basement is not the trash. The basement is where I put stuff where I don't have room to store it up here. Which I got it. The next project now is to tackle the next room over and make that so I can get around that and be able to do stuff like, play my arcade 1-up that's in there.
Yeah, I just saw that thing. That looks sweet. And the basement, aka the trash. Like, do you mean like your parents took like your dolls, Laura, and were like, oh yeah, they're down in the basement, and they were just gone forever? Like, what? I don't understand. I've had stuff disappear into the basement. Oh, last time I was on here, I was talking about how I had what was it? Basically the Polly Pocket version of Ninja Turtles. Like they were little teeny Ninja Turtle micro machines.
Yeah.
And my mom listened in and she dug them out of our basement and gave them back to me. So now Natalie is pissed at me because I have toys from when I was like 6 years old, like floating around our kitchen.
Yeah, if anybody ever got pissed at me for having toys when I was like from when I was like 6 years old, they'd be pissed at me because I still definitely have a box full of fucking Transformers. G1 Transformers. I mentioned it to fucking Rob Stiggs, and he's just like, "What G1 Transformers do you have?"
His eyes just lit up.
I'm sure they did. It was on the internet because he posted a fucking. No, you know what? He posted a Voltron picture. And I went to find my fucking Voltron, and I can't find my fucking full Voltron. But I'm like, yeah, I found some Voltron stuff. Here's this, and then I mentioned the fucking the Voltron or the Transformers G1 stuff, and he's like, "What Transformers G1 stuff?" I'm like, "Fuck." So I went downstairs and brought this whole ass box of fucking Transformers toys up here, like just toys I had when I was a fucking kid. I'm like, "Oh, here's this, and here's this, and here's this," you know, like these are the ones that are worth talking about, you know. I broke one of them as I was putting it back in the fucking box.
Oh, God.
Like, damn, dude, these things are fucking brittle after 30 fucking years.
Yeah, dude, you haven't moved them. Those joints freeze up.
Yeah. No, and like the one that broke was like just a cheap plastic one. And it's just like, oh man, like I actually like this one, but it was already like in rough shape anyway for me playing with it when I was a kid. That's the thing. I have like all these fucking like Hasbro WWF figures and shit like that would be worth money today,
Right.
if I didn't have them when I was a kid and played with them when I was a kid. You know, like.
But you opened them up, yeah. All the paint's chipped off of them.
Exactly.
There's arms and legs missing.
Like I have so much stuff that could be worth money, and I'm just like, fuck. I wish I would have known this then. You know? Like I have a Hills exclusive Razor Ramon WWF Hasbro action figure, right? And I bought this book of like action figure prices a couple of years, you know, down the road after that, and I'm looking and it's like this Razor Ramon Hills action figure in the box, mint in the box, is worth like $400. And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like the figure itself is not terribly beat up, but like the accessories that come with it are you know,
either beat up or missing.
In rough shape. Yeah.
It's not in the box. It's like when you're getting baseball cards graded. If it's like graded at the highest level, then it's worth, the $400 to $2,000, but any little scuff brings it down to $1.
I got these cards, man. They're part of a WWF trivia game. I got these cards. They're worth like a shit ton of money. Which I had no idea until there's a wrestling figure podcast that I don't listen to, but I follow on Twitter, and somebody had responded to something they said, saying that these cards in this fucking trivia game are worth money because they're considered the Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock rookie cards.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm just like, I have that game. And I open it up and I'm like, sure enough, yeah, these are the cards they're talking about. And then I found out how much it costs to get cards graded, and I'm just like, it's not even fucking worth it.
Yeah, dude, you really got to pay, and you really got to have something that you know is going to be worth some serious money, because
like I would absolutely fucking get these graded if it didn't cost $150 to get them fucking graded. I'd get them graded. I'd totally fucking sell them for whatever the fuck people are paying for them, but I think that's about the amount they're paying for them.
Right.
Like,
just put them up there and sell them as is, man.
I'm thinking of just selling the whole trivia game. Just like, $100. I think I paid $10 for it at a fucking thrift store. It's in great shape.
Yeah.
Like
the
cards are in good shape. If I ever need money, I'm definitely gonna do that. What's in my pockets? Leland asks. Same shit that's always in my pockets, man. Money and probably pens, and I don't even know what the fuck's in my pockets.
You just wander around with pens in your pockets?
Always.
You gotta take notes?
No, like it stems from when I worked at the hotel, because like
right.
I was an auditor, so I had to do like an audit bag every night, like just this manila envelope with all the paperwork and shit. So I always had this Sharpie in my pocket at all times. And you never know when you need a pen or, a fine point Sharpie. So I always have that shit on me. That's just habit. And then there's I think there's cash here. No, there's a receipt. What's this receipt for?
The suspense
It's all
is killing
faded.
me.
It's all faded. Let's see. Man, when the hell's the last time I washed these pants? This is from the headphones you're wearing.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the date?
It was the Saturday or the Sunday. No, the Monday I came back from fucking California.
Do some fucking laundry, man.
Yeah, I got it. Well, when I'm not doing band stuff, when I'm home, I'm not wearing jeans.
Yeah, no, dude.
So
I mean,
like, you know, they're clean. They're just, it's been 3 weeks since they've been washed.
oh, dude. I mean, I get that. I'm just screwing around. Like, yeah, dude. Since freaking COVID started, I've just been living in basketball shorts and t-shirts. Like,
There's a
it's
halfway
fantastic.
decent amount of cash in this pocket. And then my wallet's in my back pocket as usual. So, which Kevin got on me one time. We did the "What's in your pockets" bit, and he's like, "You have your wallet in your pocket at all, back pocket at all times? Like, if I'm wearing pants that I would go out in, yeah." He's like, "Dude, how is your lower back not completely fucked?"
It is really bad for you. Yeah, like if you have like that George Costanza.
I don't.
wallet.
It's not nearly that bad. I was gonna mention the George Costanza, but no, it's not nearly that bad.
It is still.
I wanted
bad,
to get
though. Like mine's like thin, you know, like, and it's got checker on it. I'm very Scott today. I was unintentional, but
no, I got mine's. You know,
yeah,
it's not too bad.
That's fine for the most part if you're sitting in a chair with some give on it. But yeah, like it will fuck up your back. You do need to maintain an even posture.
Usually, if I have my wallet on me and I'm sitting in a chair, it's this chair or it's the one in the booth. And Karina bought me a new chair for my birthday. So, which is, you know, a nice like task chair. So it's got some bounce to it and nice padded seats and everything. Because I was sitting in like a steel folding chair for the longest time doing work, and it was just like, nah, this is killing me. I can't do it.
That's the type of thing that'll screw up your back. You should get a custom chair with a divot for your right ass cheek so that you can keep the wallet in there and still sit comfortably.
They're in my ass groove. Simpsons reference. Hey, how about that? First one of the day. I was told to hold a wallet that Elvis Presley kept in his ass pocket at all times.
It was curved to the mold of his ass. I mean, that's kind of...
Oh, he got to hold a wallet that was curved to Elvis's ass because Elvis wore it in his back pocket all the time.
What Elvis? Like early Elvis or like near-death Elvis? Because that's a very different curve.
That is true.
Very
fat Elvis. Yeah. The comeback special Elvis. Yeah, I don't know.
Jesus, man. You ever been to Graceland?
I have not.
It's interesting.
I haven't been to Tennessee.
Really?
I dated a girl from Tennessee, but I have never been to Tennessee.
Dude, it's worth a trip, man. And you can get there real easy by like public transport
I
or a
really
drive.
want to. I really do want to go at some point. I just haven't.
Put it on your list. Like we were talking about, it's probably going to be one of our next trips. Like every year we try to take a trip with the dog, and we can go to Tennessee with the dog because we can drive. And like I went when I was a kid, but I want to go to Graceland again. Like I have not been since I was a kid. I remember it looking like a grandparent's house.
Like we were just talking about Nashville during the song break because you were dropping shit off my coat rack.
Oh
there.
yeah, that's right.
But I mentioned there's a hockey stick up on top of there. You can't see it in the shot, but it was given to me by this girl from Tennessee that I briefly dated. And so, like, you know, I really would like to go to Tennessee at some point, go to Nashville at least. And yeah, probably Memphis and just all that down there. You know, I just haven't had the opportunity. Like the couple of times that she and I had seen each other, we were first in Columbus, Ohio, because we were like, what's like the halfway point between Buffalo and Nashville? And it turned out it was like, or at least, what's the halfway point between Buffalo and Nashville that has an NHL team? And so we went and saw the Sabres play the Blue Jackets. And then she came up here and we went and saw the Sabres play the Hurricanes.
Nice.
That was the goal where the game where Eichel scored the overtime goal with half a second left.
That one's not coming to mind. The one I'm thinking of is when they had a 5-on-3 or something and they scored 3 goals in like 45 seconds. But I don't remember. That was a Victor Antipin game.
Nashville chicken is worth the trip in itself, says Leland.
Leland, you are absolutely fucking correct.
That was
it is the best. It is the best.
We always went back and forth, that girl and I, because she would always be like, "Oh, you know, Nashville chicken," and I'm just like, I live in Buffalo.
They're distinctly different things. Like, I don't
Yeah.
even want to compare them. Like, obviously, they both come from a bird, and they're both spicy. But, like, yeah, Nashville chicken is
But
almost...
she would always talk about buffalo wings, and I'd always say, no, see, the reason you call them buffalo wings, here we just call them wings because
Exactly.
buffalo wings are wings that wish they were made in Buffalo.
Buffalo wings is what Applebee's calls them.
Now I'm gonna fucking order pizza and wings after the fucking show.
Yeah, dude, don't even get me started.
Fuck.
I'm dying for some fucking chicken wings, dude. This pescatarian
Oh, you got that
shit,
fucking. Oh, I forgot. You got that no meat thing going.
it's killing me, dude. Like,
Oh.
and I fully went into this expecting
I couldn't
to
do it.
Dude, it's harder than the sober part. Like, and you know me, like, dude, I'm an Irish American.
You
I
do
like
enjoy.
beers.
You do enjoy to imbibe every now and then.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm a punk rock Irish American guy. I want to drink beers, but like that part is easy. I can do a month without doing that. It's totally fine.
We went to a Sabres skills challenge one time, and then like I had nothing better to do but hang out with you after the game.
Yeah.
And you're just like, well, I got to stop over to the brewery real quick. And then I think we went to another brewery to have lunch.
Yeah, we went to Big Ditch, man.
We did.
It's because they got
Yeah.
a really good burger there. And they had that really good chicken.
Somebody was
sandwich.
looking for some place to eat in downtown. My cousin was, and I mentioned Big Ditch to her.
They're good, man.
Yeah, no, the food was really good.
even
I don't know about the drinks. I don't drink, but
But even I'm going through this. Oh, their beer is very good. But even I'm going through this, and I'm like, what are the things that I like about Big Ditch? It's like, oh, the beer, and then they have a burger, they have a chicken sandwich, they have a Reuben, and I'm sitting here going like, I can have cheese pizza, and that's as close as I can get. Like, and I fully expected to go into this pescatarian month and be like, you know what, I'm gonna make some real vegetarian dishes. I'm gonna make like chickpea curries and shit.
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna eat like the tofu or the soy version of foods I already eat. I'm 5 days in and I've failed miserably. I have had so many vegetarian chicken nuggets and chicken sandwiches.
I got to tell you that I just ordered Instacart earlier for my fucking groceries, and normally it's like, yeah, we could get it to you in like 2 hours if you pay an extra $2. Today it's like, yeah, we're not offering priority, and it might get to you today.
Holy shit.
I haven't gotten it yet. It's coming tomorrow.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, unless they've just started shopping. Nope. I got some Amazon packages delivered since we've been on the air.
Oh, Joe, you've got mail?
He did it. There you go. He did it. Yeah, I got mail.
It's for you, Laura.
Yeah. No, I definitely do drink water. I always have water in the studio.
Yeah, good. Stay hydrated. I've been drinking, oh yeah, so no beers, no booze. I've been drinking a shitload of herbal tea and seltzer waters.
If you, I see you have the insulated thing there, but if you ever like wind up here with a paper cup or something, like just let me know. We could put it in a regular coffee cup, and you got the heater right there for the fucking cups.
Oh, yeah. That thing's awesome. I got to buy one of those.
I love having that. So
Laura says, did what? I said the thing you wanted me to say. You weren't paying attention.
yeah, he said you've got mail.
It's over. I'm never responding to any of your comments again. It's dead. You're dead to me.
Yeah. No, I drink a lot of hot cocoa, so like I don't drink coffee. But like I got tired of like, okay, it's fucking cold now, so I just bought one of those fucking things. You just set your like, and it automatically turns on when it's got the weight of the cup on it. So
It's awesome.
like I made sure to unplug it before I went to California. I'm like, I don't want anything to fall on this fucking thing, and then I come home, my whole house is fucking burnt down.
Yeah, it could be a fire hazard. You know, it's awesome though, because like I blame the rapidly cooling ceramic mug that I drink coffee out of for my excessive caffeine consumption, because like in the morning, either I'm working or I'm like playing a video game or doing, running errands around the house and shit. And as the coffee starts to get to that temperature, I just chug it and go get another one. So I end up drinking about a pot and a half of coffee every day. And I don't know how I end up remaining relatively calm, but in my head, it's like a Pixies video. It's just flashing lights and craziness. So I don't know.
Yeah, this one is also, you can put like your candles and shit on it. It'll melt all the fucking wax in the candles. So you got that. It's like get those aromatic candles, the ones with the scents. I got one that smells like a record store.
Like marijuana, booze, and BO. Like
No, it's like fucking birchwood or some shit. Like just birchwood and vinyl is basically like what the smell is supposed to be.
What a fucking racket that shit is. That's like, it's like that old joke that comedians always used to do about like, the gift, or sorry, the greeting cards that had nothing inside of them. That's like just an endless source of easy one-liners is just taking a candle scent and then renaming it something bourgeois. Like, yeah, what do we got? Birch? We got like 800 of these. Yeah, just call it a record store.
There's an Etsy store that takes just fucking scented candles and they put like Simpsons fucking memes on them.
All right.
So like relative fucking Simpsons memes to the scent, and it's just like, I need some of these fucking candles.
We had a hard
I don't remember what any of them are, but I need them.
We had a hard time selling Harvest Apple. Let's call it Superintendent Chalmers.
I think that might have been one of them. Anyway, so we got some music from 77 Stone, who are performing Friday at Mohawk Place with special guest Philip Stephen. That's 7 p.m., $15, 18 and over for that show. You have to be vaccinated and wear your masks. I think you have to be. I mean, they're saying you need, like, the event page says you need a negative test or a vaccination, but I'm pretty sure Mohawk is saying, no, you need a fucking vaccination, because some of them caught it early on when everything started reopening, and they were like, no, fuck this.
Mm-hmm.
You guys need to be vaxxed before you come in here. But anyway, this is 77 Stone, and this song is called 77 on All WNY ThinkSoJoE Show.
I know you want me to be, 'cause baby I'm so blind as to what I see. I tell you, would you be so kind as to walk with me? 'Cause baby I'm so blind as to what I see. Break me down and build me up, 'cause you're the only thing that fills my cup. Would you be so kind as to walk with me? 'Cause baby I'm so blind as to what I see. Yeah. Oh, come on. Yeah.
77 Stone, that song called 77. You could catch them at Mohawk Place on Friday night with special guest Philip Stephen. 7 p.m., $15, 18 and over. Which is crazy because those kids are just barely 18 in 77 Stone, and they're so good, man.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised to learn that they're just barely 18, because like it almost sounds like something you'd hear in the 90s. It was awesome. I
Yeah,
liked it.
they're very 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 talented, and I'm avoiding people. So actually, I'm doing the XM Priory show in a couple of weeks. I'm doing I'm stage managing, I guess. Karina and I were supposed to do it. I don't know if she's still doing it, but I part of me is like, no, dude, don't go to Niagara Falls. Stay home. Stay away from people. And then part of me is like, no, but this is an important fucking date for XM Priory. I kind of need to be there. Like,
Yeah.
because, my history with that band and my history with, with what's happening in that band right now it makes it so it's like, no, I said I was going to do it. I'm going to be there. I'll make it. I will make it work somehow. Even though I really, really, really do not want to be around people, which is partly why I said no to that fucking Metallica ticket at face value for fucking Vegas.
Just to steer clear of people. And let's just clarify, is that because of the coronavirus or is it just general misanthropy?
Little of both.
Yeah.
Mostly the virus. Let's be honest here. Like I kind of, I don't like people. That's true. But I also, like shows and like hockey games and like, gatherings.
Yeah.
It's like fucking Randall and Clerks. You hate people. Yeah, but I love gatherings.
God. Well, that's probably what I'm going to watch tonight.
Great movie.
Oh, it's awesome.
Great choice.
It's fucking great, man.
Absolutely. As soon as the show's over, I got wrestling to watch, and then they messaged me, I think, during the show. Let me see if I have to work out like immediately after. I don't think I do. I think they're good.
Yeah, right on. Get the night off, dude.
So so the notification said I had 2 packages delivered, but apparently it's only the one. I've had like 4 Amazon packages come today. So, because I had, what did I get today? I got the new keyboard and the new mouse and the keypad. Those were 2 packages. And then I also got the little boom arm that comes out from my camera. And I had to get an adapter to put my microphone on it. So, and that's what came UPS. All this, and they sent a little tiny fucking adapter UPS.
They drive me nuts, man.
Would have been so much easier to just throw in a fucking box with the rest of this shit. But
Does UPS at least like leave shit for you on the porch if you're not here? Like,
yeah.
Okay, nice.
So like I'm a UPS My Choice member, so I,
bougie.
I just tell them, hey, I'm not gonna be near the door, so just leave it somewhere safe.
Nice.
UPS is usually good at leaving shit someplace safe.
They've been better in our current house. We have a porch. Our house is basically the same kind of design as yours. It's just an A-frame, it was built like 120 years ago, and they will leave it on the porch because we have a porch, but there have been a couple items that they wouldn't leave. One of them was our mixer, which I'm actually glad they didn't because it came in a fucking, it was not in another box. It just
came in the box.
Yeah.
Yamaha.
Exactly. It's just $1,000 mixer. So I'm glad they didn't leave that. But at my old apartment, it was a door that entered onto Main Street, and it was locked from the outside. So half of my Amazon packages, when they came through USPS, they would be fine. They would put them inside the door, and no one could get them. If it was UPS, they didn't have a key to drop off the mail. So I would have to go to the fucking UPS store, and it disproportionately irritated me. Even though I knew it was going to happen, even though I saw it coming, I was still furious every single fucking time.
My problem is usually with FedEx, because FedEx will just lazily put right at the top of the steps, right in plain sight. They don't do it with inexpensive items. Like if I order cat litter, right, through and have it delivered, and it comes through FedEx, they'll put it inside the door. If I order a $600 guitar, what else is in this box, even if it doesn't specifically say guitar right on it?
Yeah, it's probably going to say Fender or something, and anybody walking by is going to be able to put that together and grab it.
Yeah, I mean, they just shove it right up on the top of the steps.
Yeah,
no effort whatsoever to fucking hide it anywhere. So, I mean, like this little adapter, if it was FedEx, I'd guarantee it would be on the shelf that's in my hallway. I don't know where UPS left it. They might have just thrown it on the porch. I mean, it's a little cheap fucking adapter. I'm not too concerned about it.
Right.
I can work around it. I really, at this point, don't even know if this is going to be effective at what I need it to do.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's an experiment. It
is definitely an experiment, and I will definitely try it out over the next couple of days before I try and shoot things you might not know. The worst case scenario is I might have to get one of these, another one of these boom poles that we got overhead here, and put my mic on that. But I'd really like to not do that because I'd really like to not put another light stand in here. I want to get rid of this light stand that the room light is on. Get that the fuck out of here. Get maybe more of a more traditional fucking light for in here, like one of those, with the round bases and the bowl kind of thing to diffuse the light.
Yeah.
This is just a fucking light stand that's meant for photography with a fucking bulb on it.
You should get a disco ball.
Disco, yeah.
Yeah, just use that for all the lighting.
Yeah.
Or a chandelier.
I got to make sure it's compatible with a DMX controller so I can hook it up with all these fucking stage lights and shit. You get stage lights light in the background. You can't see it because it's so fucking bright in here. But I got to figure out how to get this exposure to just stay in one fucking spot. Because that's what's been the problem is the exposure just keeps changing. Anytime I turn to look at you and look back, it's just oh, you want to be nice and bright here.
I bet you can probably get it. Either the light's a little closer and still be out of camera, or I just won't wear a freaking
it's not that the lights
hat next time.
No, no, it's just a matter of the camera is just no, the camera's just bright, not so bright. It's because it's focusing on our faces.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Whatever. I think it works much better with things you might not know because I'm always looking directly into the lens.
Right. There's a little more movement. We're kind of looking at each other here.
It follows my eyes. So when I'm looking directly into the lens through the teleprompter, then it's oh, okay, that's a face.
Right.
Plus, I think once I hit record, it's okay, cool, we're recording. That means we don't change fucking exposure in the middle of a fucking video. I'm so mad, dude. I wanted to shoot. I wanted to start doing things you might not know in 4K because I got a 4K monitor now. So I'm I might as well take advantage of this. And my camera shoots in 4K, but it only shoots at 24 frames per second. And all the content I produce, I do at 60 frames. So I'm doing 60 frames. This is shooting at 60 frames a second right now. It's streaming out at 60 frames. The things you might not know videos were 1080p, 60 frames a second. This camera does 24 frames per second, 4K. And so I'm all right, cool. My phone does 4K, 60 frames per second. My phone records for about 5 minutes, and then it's nah, it's overheating. Fuck you. And so I've been looking at trying to upgrade to because I have the Pixel 5. I've been trying to get the Pixel 6 Pro. I think Jay Aquarious is in the chat. We played you earlier, bud. We plugged your GoFundMe. We dropped the link in the chat. So hopefully anybody watching, and we're gonna also drop the link on the podcast distribution for it, so that hopefully we get you some money towards that, because that's a fucked up situation you guys are in.
Yeah, man, it's sick tune. Sorry to hear about that. As Joe said, fucked up.
Anyway, yeah, no. So I went to go shoot 4K on my phone. Laura says to film in 8K.
I think you should film it in 4Loco.
Well, so I started looking at, I get you. I've been looking at the Pixel 6 Pro because I have the Pixel 5. I love this phone, but I don't love the fact that I can't shoot 4K video for more than 3.5 minutes without it saying, I'm warm. I don't feel like working right now. And I looked up Pixel 6 Pro overheating, and sure enough, it says, if you shoot in 4K 60, yeah, I kind of don't want to get the fucking Pixel 6 Pro now because, that defeats the purpose. I love everything else about this phone, and I would love everything about the Pixel 6 Pro except for the fact that I can't shoot video in the quality and speed that I fucking want. So but I also started, if you right-click on a YouTube video, there's an option that says Stats for Nerds.
Okay.
So I've been clicking on that on a lot of these 4K videos I watch. And they all say 24 frames a second. So I'm what the fuck am I complaining about then? If it's good enough for Professor of Rock and his videos look phenomenal, what's wrong with me that I need to shoot in 60 frames a second? So now I'm kind of do I still want the Pixel Pro and just not worry about shooting with that?
Or do I want to get like the Samsung Galaxy S21 Plus, which shoots in 8K at I think 30 frames a second or whatever?
Damn.
What the fuck do I need to shoot in 8K for? Who even has 8K shit that they can watch it on? I don't even know if you can buy shit that you can watch in 8K. So I'm just like, and 4K just looks amazing.
It does look awesome.
And the only reason, like, the previous things you might not know videos didn't look nearly as good as the 4K video that I shot, just being shot in 1080, is because the fucking cheesy ass green screen effects. So, yeah, which was part of like what I wanted to get rid of. Part of what I wanted to do was start shooting in 4K, get rid of the green screen, and like and just, you know, kind of make it look more like a traditional YouTube video. And so I was watching like some other videos of guys I like to, you know, channels I like to watch, and I'm just like, oh, I see how because like part of keeping the green screen for as long as I did was being able to put the images like kind of behind me. So I'm like, how are other channels doing this without a green screen? And it's like, oh, I see. They're just off to the side and they're putting the images on the other side. Like, got it. But yeah, part of me kind of wants to get the S21 Plus, just so I can have that, you know, 4K 60 video mode, and it also shoots in 8K. But part of me also knows like it's so fucking stupid to even bother with this. But like, you know, I've already started shooting in 4K, so there's no turning back now.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Well, it's progress, man. You got to get on it. Yeah, like it's just we're gonna have like 37K or something. It'll be increments of 4, but like we'll have some ridiculous thing in 4 years. So like,
part of me is just like, do I want an iPhone? And then I'm like, no, I don't fucking want an iPhone. No, I come to my senses real quick on that.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I've got a what is this? An S10, I believe, and it's like the camera in it's great. I stopped paying attention to what K it was after I bought my 1080p TV. So like 4K looks great. I don't really give a shit. It doesn't make all that much difference to me. I'm just playing Super Nintendo on it anyways. But the camera on this thing works great.
The whole reason I got the 4K monitor was because I have the Xbox Series S, which is 4K.
Right.
So like, all right, if I'm gonna have this. And like I had a 720p TV in here before I had the 4K, so I'm just like, and everything was running in 1080 even into the 720p TV because of the way that everything's set up for the gaming stream and the podcast and everything. So I'm just like, I need a 4K fucking monitor for this. And so that's why I got the 4K monitor, and now I'm like, okay, now I kind of want another one. So I've been looking at like 4K, like getting another, like the same 4K monitor and just putting it down here and connecting it to the PC, and then like an ultra wide to replace these two screens. But then my problem is that one of these is mirrored in the booth, and if I get like the ultra wide, I can't. If I have an ultra wide and a 4K, I can't do that. So I need to keep one of these at least. So I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I have like all this shit I want to spend money on, and I'm just like, but I have problems with, you know, like I need to make sure I'm getting the right shit. So I think I might buy the 4K monitor just because I know I want that. And everything else is just kind of like, do I wait for them to have the Pixel Pro in stock and just get that? Because I love this Pixel 5. I love the camera on it. I love everything about it except that it fucking overheats and doesn't fucking work to shoot 4K video. Do I want to go with the Samsung, because then I can shoot in 4K and not worry about it fucking overheating, and I can use that instead of moving the camera all around the fucking room to do different setups and shots? Do I want to buy a new camera and just use that for fucking things you might not know and just leave this one where it is? I don't fucking know. Like, and also, what do I want to do about my monitor situation? Because now I definitely want to get a 4K monitor hooked up to my PC, which would make it much easier to edit things you might not know, because now I'm editing on my laptop because that's connected to a 4K monitor. It's crazy. Know, man. It's ridiculous.
It's like I said, dude, it's like it's progress. It's the wheel that continues to turn. Like, you're going to buy all that shit, you're going to have all these 4K monitors, and then it'll need to be 8K, then it'll be 16K, then it'll be 30. Like, it just never ends, man.
I never thought I was going to buy a 4K monitor, and the only reason I did was because I got the Xbox. I'm just like, because like they say you can't even see in 4K. And you know, like I guess I can kind of see a difference when in some of this content I watch, but at the same time it's like it's not that big of a difference. It's like the quality looks like, even watching things you might not know, this week's video in 4K, watching it on like my PC in 1080, it's just like, man, this is, you know, this looks great. It's such a quality upgrade from like the previous videos, but that's because I'm not doing green screen stuff, so I don't need to, you know, so it doesn't look weird.
Right. It's almost imperceptible to jump to the 4K, so why bother doing everything? But you want to buy the gear. I get it.
I'm such a tech geek that it's like I don't need it. But I want it. And it probably wouldn't hurt to have a bigger monitor somewhere in this setup because they're all 24-inch monitors. 24-inch monitor. That one's a 28. The one that's being used as a TV and external monitor for my laptop. So
yeah, I've got my MacBook Pro with a 13-inch screen. That's about it.
And then the crazy thing is, I haven't even been playing my fucking Xbox because I got caught up. They released Paper Mario for N64 on the fucking Nintendo Switch Online.
Yeah, you playing that?
I've never played it before. And
I have not. Is it awesome?
Oh, it's fucking cool. Like I'm so caught up in it. I'm on like the fucking last boss.
Okay.
And he just whooped my ass the first time. The problem is, let me warn you guys, if you're playing Paper Mario on the Nintendo 64 on Nintendo Switch Online, when you hit save points, do a fucking save state too, because I've had that game crash on me a couple of times and try to send me back to like the second level. And I'm like, nope, not happening again. After the first time, I'm like, every time I hit a save point, I'm like, you know, create snapshot or whatever the fuck they call it in the Switch games. Just like, and I want to play it properly, so I don't do it at a point where like I've been through a bunch of shit and I did really well, and I'm doing like, okay, no, I got from that save point, I got to this point, I haven't had to face any enemies, I haven't done anything, just literally I'm gonna save right here because it's more convenient than going all the way the fuck back to the save point and having to go through this whole hallway that's empty.
Right. It's a quality of life improvement. You're not using it to spam.
I'm not using it to just start right from, you know, like, to skip over parts that need to be done. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still playing it properly.
Right. And you're not using it to like spam frames to like beat the last boss in like Sonic 2 or something.
I don't even know how to do that.
Yeah. I don't know even if you can on the Switch. I know you were able to do it on what the fuck was it that I played it on? Xbox. But yeah, anyways. So I want to play Paper Mario because when I had the Rona, I played Super Mario RPG in its entirety for the first time. And basically Paper Mario is what came out of Super Mario RPG. It established all those conventions like the button timing to get additional damage done, being like funny and not serious as opposed to, you know, other Mario games. It's kind of the same feel. So spiritual successor, if you will.
Right.
So I want to play it.
Jay, thanks for tuning in, man. I was going to do it last week, but we didn't end up doing a show. So did it this week.
Yeah.
I got really caught up in playing. Like it was like, oh, you have new games. Like, oh, what's up? Like Paper Mario. I'm like, I've never played this. I'm like, let me play this.
Yeah.
And I kind of got caught up in it. I think I'm like 14 hours into it or something at this point. Like, nice. I get to, like, I will start playing it and just lose track of time. Be like, oh shit, it's 7 a.m. I should probably start work.
It's a real big ad for Nintendo too, because like to that online service, because most of the games they already put up there were games that basically everybody had. They're good games, but like everyone had Mario 64 and Zelda and stuff. Paper Mario came out near the end of the N64. I never had that. When I was a kid, you know?
So, like, the only games I ever had for my N64 were, like, wrestling games. So, like, you know, I've had Super Mario 64 on, like, other platforms, like the Wii, like, Virtual Console or whatever the fuck. So, like, that, and I also bought the Mario 3D All-Stars.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, I still play it on the Nintendo Switch Online because it's, like, I don't have like I bought a physical copy of the game. I don't have to take Animal Crossing out to play it.
Right, you can just click the button and then you're good to go.
Yeah,
I feel you. I do the same thing.
So like, but like being able to play Paper Mario, I've gotten so caught up in it, and it's just like, you know, I'll lose track of time, and like I will just be like, no, I'm just gonna. I'll be like, I'm just gonna play to a save point, and the next thing I know, I'm facing the boss. I'm just like, okay, as soon as I beat this boss, I'm gonna save, and I'll be out of here. You know how that goes. One more game.
Yeah.
One more try. One more try. One more try.
Yeah.
And it's never just one more.
No.
Never. You know.
I'm playing the new Super Monkey Ball. Do you know what that is?
I'm familiar with Super Monkey Ball. I don't know if I've ever actually played it, but I'm familiar with the game.
It's awesome. It's like old school video game hard. You start at the beginning, got to roll the monkey through the obstacle course and the ball to the goal at the end. It starts with a stage that's just a flat plane, and you roll into it, and that's the end. After about 100 stages, it ends up where you're going down tiny little narrow paths, and you're sending them through loops, and it's ridiculously difficult. And I beat the master mode of it that was 10 courses. It took me 1,167 tries, I believe. It's awesome.
I was watching a video yesterday of like how to beat Duck Hunt, which of course you can't beat Duck Hunt, but you get to what they call a kill screen, which is what those old games had, because they're like, you're never going to make it this far.
Right.
We're just going to crash the game at this point. And this guy's like, you know, getting advice from like a expert in how to play Duck Hunt. And apparently single duck mode, mode A, you can use I've always known that you can use the controller to control a duck. My grandfather and I used to do this back in the 80s. He would shoot the ducks and I would control the ducks, you know. And that was like the only time I really played video games with my grandfather. But like it got to but I've always known this, and apparently some people didn't know that you could do that. But apparently you can do that. You can control the duck with your controller and just aim it to the top corner and just shoot the fucking ducks and use that in your fucking speed runs legally in the speedrun community.
Well, that makes sense because basically the game starts up, you press upper right-hand corner, blam, upper right-hand corner, blam, over and over.
So this guy in this video literally did that, and he got to the kill screen at level 100.
I mean, that's very interesting, and I would assume about the time you get to like level 90, 90, it's still very difficult even knowing that, but just because the duration of the level is so short, but still, what a waste of time.
All right, Laura says music time. She is correct. It is about time for us to get out of here. And to close the show this week, we're going to play Anxious Kids Make Good People. And he's performing Saturday at Revolution Gallery. That's at 1419 Hurdle with Christina Stock and Real Movement. That's at 7:30 p.m. It's $5 at the door and 21 and over with your ID. This is Anxious Kids Make Good People. I Can't Be Violent is the name of the song. And we'll see you next week on the ThinkSoJoE Show. Any second. There it is.